Race 12 of 36 will bring us to Kansas Speedway today for the running of the Digital Alley 400 powered by Evo HD. Last week at Dover, we ended up finishing 4th after getting into Kurt Busch on the last lap, and Denny Hamlin won that race. I'm still amazed Brendan Gaughan was able to win Talladega, but anything can happen when you get a top 5 with frickin' Landon Castle in it. So drivers that are playoff standings on the right side of the screen. So far, Alex Bowman, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex, Kevin Harvick all have wins and playoff points. Anybody from Kyle Busch on to the 41 and Daniel Suarez all can get in, but it would make the next few weeks a lot easier if they win. Drivers that need points: Eric Almirola, Jimmy Johnson, Chris Buescher, Ty Dillon, and Austin Dillon. And drivers that need wins: Matt Benedetto, Ricky Stenhouse, William Byron, Ryan Preece, and Daniel Hemrick. So a little bit of Jason Aldean for your afternoon. As this race loads in the background. So, here we go. Part of NASCAR's expansion out west included building tracks that were built out in the Midwestern portion of the United States, and Kansas Speedway is no different. Opening in 2001 and having its first race held on September 30th, Jeff Gordon won the inaugural event at Kansas Speedway in September 2001 in the Protection 1400, and he followed up that win with another victory in the 2002 running of the event. Since then, it seems to be a mix of drivers winning because of the unique layout and unique grooves in the corners that can allow for 2-3 wide racing. Initially, this track was really starting to show its pavement, and it was known for a race in 2007 in the playoffs that had a long rain delay that forced the race to be moved to ESPN2 because it was on ABC at the time. And after shortening the race length because Kansas Speedway did not have lights in 2007, and not to mention numerous cautions after the rain delay, the race ended in darkness at 210 laps, with Greg Biffle crossing the line on the apron looking like he was out of fuel, a decision that angered many playoff drivers such as Clint Boyer and Jimmy Johnson, who passed Biffle on the racing surface while Biffle was coasting to the line on the apron. However, NASCAR ruled the win to Greg Biffle because he maintained pace car speed. Anyways, when you're coming to the line, you want to keep the car on the bottom of the racetrack and then letting it inch out a little bit towards the top. Typically, you want to keep the car on the bottom. You see the 00 Landon Castle is kind of doing that while Jimmy Johnson, our teammates, moving on the high side of things. And then, again, you want to keep the car preferably in the groove. You can move a little bit up, but not too far. And coming to the line, that is a lap around Kansas Speedway. Time to qualify here at Kansas. Going to the off the blend line and into the American Ethanol turn 3. And then you're going to come right out of turn 4 and take the green flag, building up a lot of speed. The goal we have to beat is a 34.62 in this session. So it looks like the 22 of Joey Logano on the racetrack. As he will take the green flag to be in his lap. Let's go to the bumper view. This track, you see Eric Jones coming on to begin his warm-up lap. Duck under the 20 of Jones. And that will be round 1. And then a 10-minute session in round 2. Coming off of turn 2 and onto the backstretch to begin this lap. Then come down into turn 3 again, building up speed. The top 12 will advance into the final round. Just as a reminder, the top 12 again will advance. As of right now, the time is still ticking. See a lot of cars beginning their warm-up lap. And me and Paul Menard will advance. For some reason, his clock, the time reads 48:31, which is a really fat lie. See the 3 of Austin Dillon getting up to speed. Eric Almirola and Ryan Newman will advance to the next round as well. And so will Austin Dillon. And Joey Logano moving up to 2nd. Brad Keselowski is quickest in round 2. And here's the final round. Sorry, Ryan Truex. And here's the final round. Going to take the green flag. Remember, 12 drivers will advance in this round to fight for the pole. And the time to beat is a 32:89. I have a feeling we'll be beating that pretty easily. Off of turn 4. And that'll put us 32:93. It's our fastest lap of the round. Kyle Busch is in second with a 33:08. Joey Logano gets on the board with a 33:97. As Hamlin moves to second, and Chase Elliott moves to fifth. Brad Keselowski knocked him to fourth. And that'll be it. We will start fourth. Kyle Busch will start on the pole for today's race. Here at Kansas, Daniel Suarez has passed a lot of cars today. Ryan Blaney will start at the back. And Kyle Busch will start on the pole. Pace car is off. Gibbs teammates Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch will bring him down. We're underway here at Kansas. Already taking Brad Keselowski 3 wide off of turn 2. Definitely a bit of a sketchy situation early on. As we just passed both of those cars, and we might try to get Kyle Busch out of turn 4. Kyle Busch will lead lap number 1. We got 3 Gibbs teammates. There's Martin Truex in 4th. Won both events here in 2017. And here comes Alex Bowman trying to set up Kyle Busch for the lead. See Martin Truex running the Auto Trader paint scheme for this race. Sitting in 4th. Won Richmond this past year in that car. In that blue 19. Kind of hard to pull away from the 18 of Kyle Busch. He's sitting 4/10 back right now, or 5/10 as you see Hamlin and Truex are starting to fight for third. And I think we actually gained a few seconds on Truex that time. Well, 7/10. Martin Truex sits in 3rd. Let's go on board the Nationwide Chevrolet from the bumper cam of this race. It's not like a short track where the bumper camera is usually gone 50 laps in. Here, you can't really do that unless you want to take somebody out of the race. Really push the bumper cam. I mean, you can barely bump draft. You could try bump drafting, but I would only do it on the back stretch because if you bump draft in the tri-oval, someone's going to go around. And especially here at Kansas, no less, since it's like the other intermediate tracks on the circuit, Chicagoland and Las Vegas. As we start to run away from Kyle Busch with 3 laps to go. .8 seconds back. Got a big gap between me and Kyle Busch. 2 to go. Pits will close at the end of stage 1. So we come off of turn number 4. Going to get the white flag in stage number 1. You can already see with how fast and how slick this track is, you're going to chew through a lot of tires. You can already see our car really start to fishtail in the corners a little bit. As we come off of turn number 4, Alex Bowman will win stage 1. Kyle Busch, Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano are your top 5. So we'll hit us on the outside. Everybody took tires at the end of stage 1. Pace car is off, and we are at the start of stage 2. Martin Truex with a little bit of help from the 9 at Chase Elliott moving into second spot. Off of turn 2. Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch continue to fight behind for third. As Truex in that 19 car, he sits in second. Alex Bowman he basically is led wire to wire in stage 1. See if he can do the same here. Let me check my leg actions. I don't hit the needles right now. We're already starting to inch bit by bit away from the field. See, we're about half a second ahead of Truex, 0.6 ahead of Busch. As Chase Elliott battles with Denny Hamlin for 4th. Eric Jones has moved Chase Elliott to 6th. So far, Joe Gibbs' cars are pretty fast, but they have to do quite a bit in this stage to maybe hope to run down the 88 of Alex Bowman. Because that 88 car is on rails right now. As we're halfway through stage 2. Kyle Busch and Martin Truex still fighting for second. Now with his second gap ahead between me and Kyle Busch. Into turn 3. It's how fitting that the first Kansas race is always a night race, and this is the type of song you'd play on a Saturday night watching the sunset. Let's crank it up. And the caution came out here in stage 2, and this looks to be a stage ender, as we just took the stage. Leading wire to wire in the first 2. So many magical children. Pace car is off as we get ready for the final stage of this race. Alex Bowman, Eric Jones will bring him down. There comes Truex with a nice run on the inside lane. Side by side for the lead. Maybe, but Truex does have a nose in there. Bowman had to really get out of the gas, otherwise he was going to head straight for the wall. Truex barely led that lap. These two cars fought for the win in Dover a week before this race, ironically driving similar paint schemes, and with paint schemes that had similar colors. Truex had a blue, white, and black Toyota that race. He was sponsored by Sirius XM Radio. And Alex Bowman is in a blue, black, and white Nationwide Insurance Chevrolet, which is a car that he usually ran in 2019. Of course, with Nationwide gone, he's got a rotation between freaking Adams Polishes, Chevy Goods, and NOCO Truck Detailing, with Exalta, Lumnar, and Valvoline figuring things out as they go. You see what I'm doing here with the 19, trying to keep myself real close to him, or at least trying to suck the air and close right to the bumper of the 19. I'm trying to do that's called staying in the draft, or the wake of the car in front of you, is what certain drivers will do if they want to save fuel. Is you usually see this at the bigger tracks, and it's kind of interesting to do on the intermediate court tracks as well. is you'll see a car tug up behind somebody in the draft and they'll just sit there. There's benefits and drawbacks. I mean, there's benefits because two cars are faster than one. And with me working with the 19 of Truex, look at the gap that I've put on his teammate, Benny Hamlin. But I'm putting quite the gap on that between him and the 11. Us and the 11, I'm sorry. So 10 laps to go. Back to what I was saying earlier. Two cars are faster than one, and the car in front, which is this case Martin Truex, he punches a hole and allows both cars to drive in clean air. However, 88 of Alex Bowman will unfortunately be sitting in the dirty air because all the air, compounded by the fact they have these big spoilers, allows for both of these cars to cut through the dirty air pretty deep. Alex Bowman has been all over the backside of Martin Truex, playing it smart. If you look at the tires, he's really wearing that right front down to 36%. 8 laps left. As both cars continue to wear down the tires. As Bowman's really going to start probably sliding here in the next few minutes, depending on laps and how things play out. As Bowman, he's been trying to take looks under the 19 of Truex, who's led the majority of this stage, by the way. However, if a caution were to come out, as you see Alex Bowman's really starting to wear down his tires, if a caution were to come out, you think these guys would pit? I mean, let us know in the comments below. I mean, you're in this situation, 6 laps to go. You're working with the 19 of Truex. We're basically pulling away from the field. And you're starting to wear your tires down. You know if you don't come in, you might eventually blow your tires out and crash. If you do come in, you run the risk of putting yourself behind a lot of traffic. What would you do? Your right front sits at 11% wear. All your tires are sitting below 50%. As Bowman just shot out of the middle, he's got Cody Ware in the 52. Behind, Truex is trapped behind the 52. And Truex is going to go 3 wide underneath the 2 to take the lead. As Truex is right behind Ryan Truex, ironically. Just pinned Alex Bowman there. 4 laps to go. Save those tires. Three laps to go. Hoping for a caution. They make contact. Truex still keeps the top spot. We need a caution. And I think our tire might be flat. Two to go. Martin Truex, going to be curious to see if he pits where he's at on fuel. There's a lot of cars that are coming down. Oh, into the wall goes Bowman. And crashing. We will go to overtime. Eric Jones and Joey Logano did not pit under this caution. As several cars are pulling out of pit road. Now you got 21 cars up in front that did not pit, led by Eric Jones. Temp 8-1 in overtime. Almost 4 wide off of turn 4, down the backstretch. As see Newman start to dance off of 4. It's like he may have some tire issues. As Chase Elliott will take the white flag here at Kansas. There he goes through turn 2. Joey Logano, Eric Jones fighting behind for third. With Clint Boyer in second. Haven't seen much from him tonight. Chase Elliott will come off of turn 4 and win the Digital Ally 400 at Kansas. After a late caution, really jumbled up the order. For his Truex finish 18th. He led basically the entire final stage. So that jumbles up the order. Chase Elliott joins Kurt Busch, who is the only driver with 2 wins. In the playoff standings. Fastest lap, Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman led the most laps. Ryan Blaney passed a lot of cars, ended up finishing 14th. Kyle Busch started on the pole and finished 25th. So next week we will be at Charlotte Motor Speedway with running the Coca-Cola 600, complete with a homemade tribute video for that race that I hope makes you proud to be an American. Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, NASCAR Heat 4, Coke 600. Be there. We will run the Exalta Chicagoland win variant.